and technological pursuit. Corporate support is made possible by
Bob's Red Mill Natural Foods, makers of over 400 stone-ground whole grain products for every meal of the day. Our all-natural products are available at your local grocer or natural foods market. Bob's Red Mill Natural Foods, to your good health.
and by Georgia Pacific. Life on the frontier would have been different with GP brands like Quilted Northern Bath Tissue, Brawny Towels, and Dixie Cups and Plates. Georgia Pacific. We make the things that make you feel at home. Major funding is provided by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
This is PBS. I've been thinking about how to write music that gets at the heart of what we are as human beings. And I could think of no more human aspect than emotion and the study of emotion. When you talk about emotions, it's hard to talk about in words, and it's more easily expressed and more powerfully expressed in the arts.
Emotions is the inspired creation of Yakima Valley Community College's Dr. Isidore Rudnick, composer, arranger, and jazz trombonist. Originally conceived as a musical performance, it quickly evolved into a multifaceted production that combines music with dance and visual art.
I think musical movement and dance movement work so well together. And then I began thinking, wouldn't it be great if we could bring in an added element, the visual art, give the dancers something to dance up against and to visually inspire them.
The 5 dance numbers and emotions were choreographed by Lisa Price, a native of Yakima whose career encompasses performing and teaching.
It's been a wonderful opportunity, and I hope it really opens up opportunities for dancers in, around the valley.
Izzy chose 11 exceptional musicians from Central Washington to perform the 5 movements of emotions.
A unique aspect of this whole music score to this piece is that it brings together jazz musicians and classical musicians, because the music is an interesting hybrid of both of those things.
YVCC art teacher Bob Fisher, with the help of students and other volunteers, created the colorful mural backdrop for the performance.
Design of the piece is based on the work of an early 20th century artist by the name of Vasily Kandinsky, who was the first to really explore the color symbolism that emotions could have in visual expression. Kandinsky seemed the obvious choice to work with because he was himself a professional musician, an artist, and he made the amazing sort of correlation between music and art and sound and color.
The Larson Gallery's director, Carol Hassan, took on the role of producer for this very special collaborative event, working behind the scenes to add this new layer of artistic endeavor to the foundation of Larson Gallery's 50-year history.
I do think that a gallery really should be something more than just static. And I think it needs that activity, that energy, that excitement, so that people will come back when different things are here.
American Experience. He was the Civil War's most unlikely hero.
How could such an ordinary man achieve such extraordinary feats?
As a commanding general, he was called incompetent.
He got drunk, and people noticed it.
A butcher.
Someone had to be blamed for such an enormous loss of life.
But he would win every campaign he ever fought.
A general who can ride around the battlefield, and by glimpsing men advancing over there, troops forming up over here, artillery firing somewhere in the distance, and can put all of these pieces together in his head and see what is actually happening through the smoke. That is a general who has an extraordinary gift.
Grant, not Lincoln, is the most popular man in the 19th century. No question about it.
He'd won a Civil War. He'd put the Union back together.
The hero of the Civil War. Twice a grateful nation would elect him president. But the general who had been victorious in war would find his greatest defeats in peacetime.
He didn't want to fight what he called a second Civil War. Didn't want to do it. Didn't want to be the guy that sent troops back into the South and started this thing all over again.
War is a very different human enterprise from politics.
He couldn't do it as president.
And in his final battle, he would race against death to preserve his own legacy.
It was a terrible way to die.
An all-new portrait in the President's Collection, Ulysses S. Grant, on American Experience.
Watch This American Experience Sunday night at 9.
This month on PBS. Check out the series critics have called Touching and Real. American Family continues with all new episodes. He was a leader on the battlefield, but scandal followed him to the White House. American Experience presents Ulysses S. Grant. This Jedi Master is off to find new friends. It's Ewan McGregor with the Polar Bears of Churchill on Nature. Wonder what it's like to battle the blaze? Nova takes you on the attack in Fire Wars. And for those who have served and sacrificed, the National Memorial Day Concert. All new. All month. All here on PBS.
You're watching KYVE Yakima, the public network for Central.